4 years of our lives have been spent here, and that from like day one, we can reminisce on it. We have like so many different memories, and right now, like with these last days, we continuously just talk about like all the fun stuff we did, like whether it was like a week, we'll remember it like it was like yesterday. And I think first and foremost, like sure, we got a good education and we got most out of it, but I think the people that came out of it has been most significant, and I think a lot of people will agree with that.
I didn't imagine myself having like this many close friends and like being as close with them as I am. It's a lot. It makes me really happy.
I think that's one of the things COVID really taught me over the course of the past year, is that you never know what's gonna come next. So definitely just cherish every moment you have, especially with a lot of these friends. I feel like I made some great lifelong friends here at my time at Rice. So being able to enjoy these last moments with them is really nice.
There's definitely been like a lot of ups and downs, lots of good memories, lots of growing opportunities. Definitely a lot to remember and reminisce on.
Coming into Rice, I had never even been to Texas. This was my first time really discovering this part of the US, and I made so many great friends in my first year. I was so welcomed. I feel like being able to carry those relationships forward through Rice and being able to have those relationships I can look back to in the future is something that I will always cherish.
I was a remote student last semester, and I came back for this spring semester unexpected, like not knowing what to expect. The initial like thought is it's going to be negative, right? It's not going to be any fun. It's going to be complete like masks are going to ruin it. But like I came here February 15th, and since then I will say even this semester has definitely been one of my favorite semesters so far. I got to room with some new people, and I think this semester was a lot of creative new ways to have fun, and I don't regret it at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Rice University class of 2021.
4 years of our lives have been spent here. From like day one, you can reminisce on so many different.
Please be seated. Good evening and welcome. My name is Bridget Gorman and I am the Dean of Undergraduates. And I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure I have words to fully express how wonderful it is to see all of you here gathered together in celebration. This is such a special evening. I now have the distinct pleasure of introducing a Rice alum who has become your chairman of the Board of Trustees, Robert Ladd.
Thank you, Bridget. Good evening, and thank you, President Lebron, for asking me to speak this evening. Maybe I'll step back a little bit. As chairman of the Board of the Trustees at Rice University, I'm here representing the Board of Trustees, and by extension, the entire Rice community. With me tonight is my fellow trustee and good friend, Brian Patterson, whose son Alex is graduating tonight. Brian's right there. And in case you're wondering, Brian was in Hanson College. This past year, of course, has been a challenging year for all of us, especially for everyone here at Rice, our faculty, our staff, and our students. I couldn't be more proud of how much President Lebron and his leadership team have done for the university. From the reopening of the campus last fall, keeping COVID infections extremely low, providing virtual education seamlessly, and more recently, having the vaccine available to everyone, both early and in large quantities. I'd like to focus, though, now on your futures. But first, a bit about my time at Rice. I came to Rice in 1974, before most people here were probably born. But I was a resident at Weiss College, and that was the old one, not the new one. I majored in economics and managerial studies. And 43 years ago yesterday, I sat where you're sitting for commencement. And sitting next to me that day was a woman in my class. She lived in Brown College, who I really liked. I liked her so much that on the next day, this day, May 14th of 1978, we married. One of the best things I ever did, for sure. My wife, Georgiana, is here with me tonight. I think she's up there with Ping, President Lebron's wife, so hey, Georgiana. I affectionately refer to her as my favorite Rice graduate. So, I'd like to share a few thoughts with you this evening, and I'll be brief. First, as graduates, you're well prepared. The second, being helpful to others. And the third thought I'll share with you is the future. So first, you're well prepared. After Rice, I attended graduate school with my wife then led a variety of businesses. Some of those businesses had over 2,000 employees and thousands of customers. Other companies had billions of dollars invested in physical or financial assets. Today, I'm the managing partner of a private investment firm that invests in companies all over the country, over $500 million we invest every year. And I'm the chairman and CEO of a publicly listed company. This is not important about me, but it's important for you, which I'll say next. So, given all that I've seen in my 43 years since Rice, and all I've had to do, since my time here, most everything else was relatively easy. And if you don't mind, I'm going to repeat that. Because of the great instruction, the rigor of my education here at Rice, most of the things I had to tackle in my life were relatively easy. And therefore, given my experience, I would say to all the graduates tonight, given the rigorous and comprehensive education you've just completed, you are well prepared for what lies ahead. You're well prepared. So next topic is being helpful to others. Like many of you, I was the beneficiary of a generous scholarship while here at Rice. And if you didn't receive a scholarship, it's likely that someone in your family sacrificed, gave up things to support you in your education. We all have much to be thankful for. So as many have been helpful to you, you soon will be in a position to help others, whether it's future students at Rice or other ways in your life. And I've found that the more I'm helpful to others, the better my life has been. And then finally, the future. So on this day of celebration, this is a good time to sit back and reflect upon what you have accomplished for the years behind us. And now maybe to reflect on what you'd like to accomplish in the years ahead. What are your goals? What are your aspirations for the years that lie ahead? The next 5 years, 10 years, maybe 43 like me. So please take a moment now while we're all together and just think what it is you want to achieve in the years ahead. Maybe even close your eyes and consider this. You won't have this opportunity much, but I'll just pause there. What are the things you'd like to achieve in the years ahead? And on that note, on behalf of the entire Rice community, we wish that your aspirations, your goals for the future, they'll come your way and they may be yours. And finally, congratulations to the class of 2021.
Thank you, Chairman Ladd. Tonight's bachelor's commencement is one part of Rice University's 108th commencement, and this evening we will focus on the accomplishments of the class of 2021, both collectively and individually. As we recognize and celebrate your accomplishments, I hope that each of you will reflect on the breadth of experiences and interactions that led you to this point. The first time you gathered together with your class was during matriculation in Tudor Fieldhouse. That evening marked your first day as a Rice undergraduate, and this evening marks your last. And while we are here tonight to recognize your academic achievements in the space between your first and your last night with us, tonight is simultaneously a celebration of your growth as leaders, collaborators, and informed and engaged citizens of the world. You have all done so well. We are proud to call you Rice Owls and are excited to cheer tonight with your family and friends as you conclude your undergraduate experience with us. Our first speaker this evening is Madison Morris. Madison is from Boerne, Texas, and was chosen for this honor by a committee of students based on the basis of a proposal and presentation. Madison is a senior from Sid Richardson College, where she contributed to life of the college through service, as well as coining the phrase, "It's bike time," the Sid Rich beer bike favorite slogan. Madison is passionate about space exploration and is graduating with a degree in earth science. Please help me welcome Madison Morris.
I didn't tell my dad I was doing this, so. The main thing I want y'all to take away from this speech is the fact that all of your student IDs expire on my birthday. I'll accept happy birthday messages on any platform, including email and LinkedIn. For 4 years, I've been a tour guide at Rice, and if it's all right with y'all, I would like to take this time to take you on my very last tour. Now, usually, tours are capped at around 15 people, but as long as we walk quickly and stay close together, we should be able to get through campus in the next 5 minutes. I'm going to start us off at SID, the best residential college. Who else remembers rolling up to move-in day, realizing just how humid Houston actually is, and having upperclassmen we've never met call us by our full names? I feel so lucky to have found friends that I didn't know I needed in my college. And I have no regrets about waiting in the yo-yos line or hanging out with them in the commons instead of studying for my physics exams. And honestly, how are we supposed to explain college traditions to people outside of Rice? I mean, what is y'all's plan on explaining just how insulting it is to call a building a toaster? And of course, you can't tour Rice without visiting the iconic study spots. We have Coffee House, where the Nutty Bee fueled many essays, and let's be honest, we only went there to get distracted by our friends. And then we have Fondy 6th, the place we would go after accidentally spending too much time getting distracted by our friends. As we come across the academic buildings, of course I have to brag about how much we accomplished as a class. Some of my favorite accomplishments throughout my time at Rice is the fact that I no longer have to Google map myself from Sid to Martell, or maybe it's that I've managed to get into Y2K every time before they shut the line down. However, the biggest accomplishment I have is not mine at all, but one I owe sitting to everyone in front of me. It's the pride I feel knowing that we're leaving Rice better than we found it. As a class, we've completed senior design projects that will literally change the world, and we've had individuals working on the front lines of COVID. As a class, we've written honors theses that will change how we view history, and we've brought more appreciation to the arts through phenomenal shows put on by students for free. Well, for the price of tuition. As a class, we've challenged ourselves and the university to address the racial injustice in Rice's past and present, a topic that needs continued discussion, but the work of those in front of me have encouraged this conversation to be pushed forward. I'm going to end our tour at Lovett Hall, a place that both begins and ends our journey. I recently had the opportunity to look back on my own journey when I came across a letter I wrote myself freshman year, and I would love to share with y'all a snippet of that. Hi, future Madison. You're old now. Gross. How was college? What law school did you get into? Harvard? Knew it. Let's aim for a 4.0. How hard can it really be? I would now like the chance to respond to my very idealistic past self. Hi, past Madison. 21 is not old. 30 is old. So about law school. You actually had a crisis at the beginning of your sophomore year and dropped political science for geochemistry. Also, it turns out a 4.0 is really hard. Do yourself a favor and don't sign up for that upper-level class in the first semester. You will get a C in it. The friends and memories you will make over the next 4 years, both good and bad, will turn you into the strongest and happiest version of yourself yet, and I think that you'd be proud of who you're going to be. As you can tell, nothing I thought 4 years ago went the way I thought it would. I'm sure in one way or another, all of our plans have been shaken up. 6 hurricanes, 2 snowstorms, and a global pandemic tend to do that. Some of us might have changed our majors 4 times, and some of us still might not know what the future will hold, and are honestly tired of talking about it. I mean, who else is so over being asked what you're going to do next year? The future is something all graduates are told to be excited about, but I just want to be excited about simply making it to graduation. When I YouTubed best graduation speeches, a common theme was how to succeed in your future. But what about our success right now? In this moment, the fact that you're sitting here about to receive a degree from Rice University, you've succeeded. Sure, down the road, we will face more challenges to overcome, but today let's celebrate us. Today, let's focus on what we have accomplished over the past few years instead of worrying about what we should accomplish in the next few years. We walked into the Sallyport years ago, sweaty and unknowing of the opportunities that lay ahead of us. And today, we walked out of the Sallyport as different people, still sweaty, but smarter, more self-assured, and accomplished. Since we all know that any good Rice celebration ends with the playing of Mr. Brightside, I will leave you with a lyric from the song. How did it end up like this? A question I'm sure we've all asked ourselves, and a question that I still don't know the answer to. All that matters is that it did end up like this. We are all here today because of our accomplishments and courage to better ourselves and the world around us. While my birthday is cool and all, what I actually want you to take away from this speech is that you did this. You're sitting here for a reason, and you deserve it. Thank you.
Madison, thank you for a wonderful speech. We will now hear from the past president of the Undergraduate Student Association, Anna Margaret Clyburn. Anna Margaret is from Wilmington, North Carolina, and she is studying history and French studies. She is a proud member of Martell College. During her junior year, she served as Martell College's president, and in her senior year, she served as the 2020-2021 Student Association president, working closely with students, staff, faculty, and administrators on undergraduate priorities. After graduation, Anna Margaret will continue to pursue her passion for building strong teams and supporting others. Please help me welcome past Undergraduate Student Association President, Anna Margaret Clyburn.
I'm a little short. Sorry about that. Hello, Rice University, class of 2021. I am honored to be here with you today. As we sit at the boundary between 2 distinct chapters of our lives, we're embarking into uncertain territory. The world around us can and will change in an instant, and grappling with that change is often difficult. Class of 2021, throughout these past 4 years, I found your wisdom, your kindness, and your support more comforting than anything else, which is why I want to highlight a few things all of you have taught me during moments of transition such as this. Last April, I was back home in Wilmington, North Carolina, circling a 1-mile block while phoning a friend from Rice. I was describing to her how poorly I was coping amidst the stresses of the pandemic and responsibilities that seemed to multiply by the minute. At one point, she stopped me, and she said, "Anna Margaret, please don't let the perfect ruin the good." Or in other words, please don't let the need to achieve perfection ruin the present good, such as my loving family, the faculty and staff members doing their absolute best to keep this place running, my wonderful friends, and all of you. With this sentence, my friend gave me a way to think about acknowledging the truth and realities that, at first glance, might conflict. This experience, the Rice experience, has been both uniquely painful and uniquely joy-filled, sometimes in the span of a single moment. In the same moment, news of promising vaccine development and nationwide upheaval in response to gross racial injustice. In the same moment, news of the Rice investment and supporting a friend through personal tragedy. In the same moment, graduating from Rice University and noticing all of the faces who may be missing among us or in the crowd. So how do we deal with this? How do we navigate a world where so much is out of our control? This idea that we can't let the perfect ruin the good provides one response to this question, but I think we need another. Because the thought of accepting those things that render our world so imperfect goes against almost everything I've learned from you and from this school. So what do we do? My last ever class at Rice concluded with the bleakest reading I have ever read. I ventured wearily into our final Zoom meeting, expecting an 80-minute existential crisis. Yet when confronted with the same reading, other students in the class responded with a more positive outlook. One person suggested that every day we have an opportunity to engage in minor acts of revolution, or actions that challenge our and others' understanding of what to expect from the world around us. Because in our present moment, something as simple as an act of kindness can be nothing short of revolutionary. At Rice, we often speak about the ways our experience here has positively impacted us. At least in my experience, however, it's less often that we consider the ways in which we have had a positive impact on others. In this final class at Rice, another student completely turned my day around with the idea of minor acts of revolution and left me reflecting on my role in the world with a renewed sense of optimism, even amidst all of the chaos that surrounds us. The national and global events of this past year have shown us that now more than ever, we must intentionally and unwaveringly support each other. We must be generous with our kindness, exercise empathy, and speak out when we see something we know to be wrong. All of which I've seen you do. Between starting mutual aid groups, combating racialized violence, championing the strongest voter turnout Rice has ever seen, and more, you have all staged a multitude of awe-inspiring revolutions. So as we venture out into this uncertain world, we can use these and the other things we've learned from each other to help us stay afloat. We can be each other's minor revolutionaries, each other's good amidst the imperfect. You have been that for me these past 4 years, and I have the utmost confidence that you'll continue to do this for others once you leave. So thank you, class of 2021, for all of the minor revolutions in kindness, in courage, and in support that you've staged. I cannot wait to see all of the good that you'll inspire next. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna Margaret. In the lives of our undergraduates, the college magisters stand out for their singular and special role. The college magisters live in the colleges and serve as advisors, mentors, role models, and friends. Their extraordinary contributions facilitate some of the most unique attributes of the Rice education and create strong ties of Rice alumni to their campus and their colleges. All magisters serve for fixed terms, and our tradition is to ask one of the retiring college magisters to speak at this ceremony. Tonight's speaker is Professor Laura Schaefer, Burton J. and Ann M. McMurtry Chair of Engineering and retiring Magister of Weiss College. I ask that you join me in welcoming Professor Laura Schaefer to the podium.
Thank you so much, Dean Gorman. It's a true honor to be able to address you tonight. 26 years ago, metaphorically, I was sitting in your same seats as I graduated from Rice. 6 months before that, I was sitting in the stadium when Rice beat Texas in a football game. And 6 months before that, I watched my husband, then boyfriend, my fellow Magister, Andrew Schaefer, graduate from Rice. It's an honor to be speaking to you today. The culture of care is a phrase that is often bandied about at Rice, sometimes seriously, sometimes not. However, in my opinion, its true meaning, its real meaning, is not about the alcohol policy or the COVID policy, but instead reflects a fundamental belief and behavior that makes a Rice student a Rice student. It's also deeply connected to the college system, one of the most unique and special things about Rice. The college system is not part of an exclusive society. It does not discriminate by wealth or background or major, and even with all of its faults, represents an egalitarian system. In the colleges, students get to know their peers from all over the world and with all sorts of perspectives. And that experience deeply enriches their understanding of that world around them and their empathy for others. At Rice, students go through so much change and so much growth that it would be easy for you to slip into solipsism, to go into main character syndrome, and to believe that your own feelings and actions are all that matters. Instead, at Rice, in the colleges, as magisters, we have seen how you go out of your way to look beyond your own needs and concerns to help those around you. This is true both through formal mechanisms like the peer academic advisors and Rice health advisors, and also in informal moments when you notice that a friend seems withdrawn, or that someone is always sitting by him or herself at a meal, or someone is no longer showing up for class. Of course, you can and do come to the magisters or RAs or coordinators for advice and help or connection to other resources. But we also see how your individual actions, the small, quiet moments when you are just there for someone else in a difficult time, can end up being so significant in that person's life. That is the true culture of care. Moreover, these behaviors aren't just contained within the colleges, but are also evident in your interaction with the larger world around you. Your class of 2021 is a terrific example of that. So much has happened during your time at Rice. Hurricane Harvey roared in at the very beginning of your freshman year, and at the time, we thought that would be the most momentous thing that you encountered here. You've dealt with enormous disruption due to the pandemic. You've grappled with a serious reevaluation of our political and social structures. And then Winter Storm Uri arrived in your last semester. During all those events, too many of you have suffered hardship. You have lost possessions, you have lost time, and most tragically, you have lost people who are dear to you. But the reaction that we have consistently seen is to not turn inward, but to instead look outward and see where you can help others. You have gone out and torn down soaked drywall, and hauled out ruined furniture, and collected food and water, and worked in polling stations, and helped with vaccination efforts, and restricted your own fun and typical college experience to keep down the rate of COVID to protect the community around you. We are so grateful to you for all of the care that you have shown. Class of 2021, as you leave Rice, you should be aware that it will be harder to maintain that oh so important culture of care for those around you, to continue to speak up for those whose voice would be silenced, to give of yourself to those that don't have enough, to think of others even when you yourself are going through difficulties or struggling. Often, there will be no immediate commendation or reward for those actions, and sometimes those actions will be taken at no small risk to yourself. But I urge you to continue to find what is true inside yourself and take that risk. If you can stay on that path, if you can continue to show a deep, real culture of care for everyone around you, whether they share your background or personal path, then I can think of no better legacy that you can give to Rice or your classmates or your college or anyone whose lives you have touched while you have been a student here. Class of 2021, we are so enormously proud of you and can't wait to see what your futures will bring. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Dr. Schaefer. It is now my great privilege to introduce a man who needs no introduction, so I will give him none. President David Lebron, the 7th president of Rice University, now finishing his 17th year as Rice's president. Please welcome President David Lebron.
Good evening, and welcome to the graduating undergraduate class of 2021. And welcome to the parents, grandparents, siblings, relatives, and friends of our soon-to-be graduates. I begin with good news. I am the last speaker tonight. I also want to thank all of those who have helped plan this unusual ceremony tonight for us. Too many to name, Dean Gorman and so many people in her office, in my office, Cindy Wilson and others. But I do want to make one thing very clear. I had only one responsibility, and that was to arrange for the weather today. Just a year ago, we celebrated the class of 2020 in a completely online ceremony. 3 months ago, it wasn't clear whether we would have to do so again for your class. 2.5 months ago, we told you we could celebrate in person, but not with your families. And just over a month ago, we told you that family members could come. It is indeed a joy to welcome all of you here today, to see your faces, and we are grateful for every one of you who is with us today. There are many dimensions to this extraordinary class of 2021. For example, you, our undergraduates, are now vaccinated at above the 90% level, more than any other group on our campus. And so today, I turn to the rest of the university, our faculty and staff and graduate students, to utter the words never once before heard from a university president: why can't the rest of you behave more like the undergraduates? Seriously, like others, I want to acknowledge today the amazing role played by our students in keeping our campus safe and fostering community during this difficult time. Our succinct statement of values is responsibility, integrity, community, and excellence. We have seen those values lived, and especially responsibility and community over this past year. We have come out of this pandemic more successful than most universities, and we owe that in large part to you. Thanks especially to our college presidents, our student association leaders, our student judicial process officers, and those of you who every day took steps to assure that we were acting to preserve the health and safety of our community. If the final year of one's college experience is particularly formative as you enter the world, you are indeed a class like no other in our history. Imagine in the future that your son or daughter or niece or nephew says to you, Mom or Dad or beloved parent or aunt or uncle, tell me about the great pandemic of 2020 to 2021. What was it like and how did it change our world? And perhaps you will say, it was very strange. We lived in a form of physical isolation. We had to wear masks on our faces for more than a year. We couldn't visit our friends or relatives. We could not celebrate either joyous or sad events with those close to us. We could not eat together. We lined up in freezing cold weather in the city of Houston to get vaccinated. Our classes were mostly digitally delivered, to which the response 20 years in the future might be, what is different about that? All of my classes are online. But this young person, being like you, a very smart and inquisitive young person, will not be satisfied with that answer. And they will ask, yes, but how did it affect you? How did it change your life? And I guess on today's joyous occasion, we are tempted to say simply and somewhat obviously that it made you stronger, that it made you more resilient, that it prepared you better for the challenges and unexpected rough spots of life. And maybe all those things are true. It's hard to know what that future answer will be. But perhaps you might also be able to say something more specific like, I saw how science had laid the groundwork for the fastest vaccine development the world had ever seen and that saved so many lives, and that I wanted to make a contribution to science or medicine or commerce that accomplished something like that. Or perhaps you might say, you know, I really learned about the disparities in our world and saw how Black and Hispanic people suffered the consequences of this disease so much more than others, and I vowed to understand the reasons for that and make a contribution to eliminating them. Or perhaps you might say, as the United States was, after a year, so making great progress in distributing vaccines, I still saw immense suffering across the world, in places like India and across Africa, and I knew I wanted to help people suffering beyond our own borders. Or perhaps you might say, I saw so many people who suffered and were alone, who could not get the help or the attention or the love that they needed, and I wanted to be the person who could be there to help or make a difference in some way, and perhaps that was to bring joy or understanding through art or music or writing. It is not so much what we change in our world that matters after a year like this past one, but what we change in ourselves. Because it is those changes in ourselves that may inspire us ultimately to go out and make some noise in our world, or in the words of the late Congressman John Lewis, to get into good trouble, necessary trouble. I suspect for many of you, this is your first time in Rice University football stadium. I was talking about your parents up there. It is the site of many auspicious occasions, including the 1974 Super Bowl, and also President Kennedy's remarkable speech in September of 1962 about going to the moon. President Kennedy began his speech by noting that, quote, "We meet in an hour of change and challenge, in a decade of hope and fear, in an age of both knowledge and ignorance." That observation is certainly not less true in 2021 than it was in 1962. In his most famous words, at least for us at Rice, President Kennedy asked, "But why, some say, the moon? Why choose that as our goal?" And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why 35 years ago fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? Still quoting. "We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard, because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills, because that challenge is one that we are willing to accept and one we are unwilling to postpone." You chose Rice, I believe, not because it was easy, but because it was hard. We hope that your experience here has enabled you, indeed, to organize and measure the best of your energies and skill, and encouraged you to accept the challenges of our world. One aspect of the speech less noticed is that Kennedy spoke not only of the moon in his speech, but also the planets. Now we have a drone on Mars and are preparing for a manned mission sometime in the next decade. I suspect Madison will either be on it or planning it. What Kennedy foresaw, and what we now see, is that it would not be enough to settle for going to the moon. We must aim beyond, and that is true whether we are talking about space, or the Earth's environment, or racial justice and equity, or fostering democracy in the 21st century, or the science that will protect us from the next pandemic. Indeed, I have seen in this extraordinary class of 2021 the drive to make a difference, to act on values to make the world more just, to demonstrate the leadership that is a prerequisite to overcoming challenges and accomplishing change. We are so grateful for what you have contributed at Rice, and so optimistic about what your futures hold for yourselves and for our world. Thank you, and congratulations to the Rice class of 2021.
At this time, we would like to recognize the winners of the Graham C. Stebbings College Service Award, the Student Association Outstanding Senior Awards, and the Rice University Service Awards. President Lebron will do the honors.
The Graham C. Stebbings College Service Award. This award is nominated by the college magisters and presidents and goes to a student who has made significant contributions to the residential college system at Rice. I am so pleased that this year's award goes to a student of mine for the past semester. This year's winner is Mimi Baker. I should say I had no influence on that choice. The Student Association Outstanding Seniors Awards are given to graduating seniors who have demonstrated service, dedication, and character. This year's award winners are Adam Cardenas, Anna Margaret Clyburn, my Fitbit challenger, Chloe Oani, Cordy McJunkins, Ethan Schweising, Evan Delafose, Hannah Kim, Sam Reddick, Sylvia Jung, and Varsha Varghese. The Rice University Service Award in memory of Dean Hugh Scott Cameron is given to individuals, past and present, who have rendered significant service to the student body. We have 4 winners this year. Divya Chowdhury, Gabby Falcon, Victor Nguyen, Lindsay Mathis. Please join me in recognizing their wonderful service to Rice. The candidates for the various bachelor's degrees will be presented by Professor Bridget Gorman, Dean of Undergraduates, and by the Magisters of the residential colleges.
Each year since 1916, Rice has presented and celebrated each degree recipient individually. Tonight, following that long-standing tradition, the candidates for the undergraduate bachelor degrees will be announced, presented, and congratulated. By tradition, we will present the candidates one college at a time in order of the founding of the residential colleges. The names of the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Music from each college will be read one by one by the Magisters of the college. As the Magister of each college approaches the lectern, I will ask the members of the audience associated with that college to rise and applaud the candidates. At this time, the marshals will assemble the degree recipients from Baker College. The Magisters of Baker College are Professor Luis Duno Gottberg, Professor of Spanish, Portuguese, and Latin American Studies, and Miss Angela Duno. As Professor Duno Gottberg approaches the lectern, will the faculty, associates, alumni, parents, and friends of the degree candidates of Baker College please rise and applaud the candidates.
All persons except the candidates from Baker College will please be seated. Adam Cardenas, Raiha Abbas, Kairam Park Adams, Raida Nuwar Ahmed, Raya Biju Albert, Grant Brooks Anderson, Joshua Anil, Jessie Aranda Comer, Andrew Wilson Burnett, Allison Marie Barnsley, Sabrina Ana Bisaga, Alexander Blomstein, Rachel Duang Kang Bui, Valentina Camacho Colmenares, Daphne Marie Campos, Keegan Cannell, Bernardo Castro Calache, Ryan Robert Chow, Diana de la Torre Pinedo, Justin Tak Ching Fang, Ella Malena Feldman, Shade Vernage Flavien, Madeleine Nicole Fusay, Pinglan Gao, Josephine Petra Garza, Sanilla Kandukar Kayake, Killer Gonzalez, Kate Nun Gordon, Vanessa Samantha Green, Drake Wagon Greenwood, Theodore Augustus Grossen, Dalia Gulka, Senji Juan, Julia Hu, Claire Elise Janke, Jeannie John, Alan Beojan G, Michelle Johnson, Sporty Kamempali, Kathy Jumi Kelman, Noan James Keog, Pranav Kemkah, Sarah Kim, Audrey Kim Kendall, Vincent Duke Kiem Lai, Catherine Claire Landry, María Fernanda Leal, Nicholas Eric Lester, Christopher James McCarthy, Spencer Moffat, Francisco David Montano Ostrander, Brian Andrew Najera de Moraes, Saidip Nardudrula, Dashram Namisk Newsom, Corey Pan, Gary David Patterson, Leah Caroline Pincus, Nina Pitts, Joseph Michael Price, Amy Kim, Renee Edmund Reeder, Frederick Daniel Robinson, Emily Roy, Santivi Sandev, Jonathan Jacob Sanchez, Sophie Kathleen Schelmhammer, Sarah Siddiqui, Eli Samuel Smith, Scott Sandoval Smith, Leon Bernard Soifer, Iruru Assam Somwardana, Samuel Spitz, Sai Adita Shiram, Joshua Alex Stelling, Evelyn Kisa Tantri, Shintana Travenvale, Mei Han Nu Ton, Alejandro Torreabierta, Barsha Vergazi, Faraz Ali Virani, Christy Wang, Annabelle Wei, Chesley Lin Wen, Ruth Viviana Marie Young, Adriana Maria Zambrano, Jingji Su, Kathy Fan Zhu. Congratulations, class of 2021. We'll miss you and you're in our hearts.
The Magisters of Will Rice College are Professor Matthew Bennett, Associate Professor of Biosciences, and Ms. Rebecca Bennett. As Professor Bennett approaches the lectern, will the faculty, associates, alumni, parents, and friends of the degree candidates of Will Rice College please rise and applaud the candidates.
All persons except the candidates from Will Rice College will please be seated. Former President of Will Rice College, Rahul Utte Popat. Charles Vincent Abbott. Ariba Sayed Ahmad. Morgan J. Alana. Marcus Philip Alvarez Arango. Andrea Augustine. Oluwatafunmi Orioluwa Bamiro. Eric Michael Barber. Robert Marion Blosser. Amelia Kaludi. Aaron Kirk Chait. Colin Edward Chan. Jean Choi. Julia Ann Coco. Austin Montana Conrad. Noah Crumrine. Jackson Ray Davis. Samiksha Reddy Demi. Abril Dominguez. Kelly Dong. Lindsay Amanda Douglas. Brooke Alexandria Evans. Kelsey Cameron Evans. Hope Kiyomi Fakaji. Toluwani Tomiloba Fasina. Kristen Elise Ferrara. Laura Melissa Garza. Zachary Jason Glazer. Leah Margot Gadre Merchant. Shreyans Goyle. Kevin Guo. Lydia Guo. Suhair Zafir Hawa. Daniel Joseph Hernandez. Catherine Hu. Jingyi Wang. Priscilla Kyungyun He. Emily Yiling Huang. Nader Haider Jamal. Matthew Alexander Joss. Derek Mutugi Kagwanja. Chirag Vivek Kaushik. Joshua Larzabal. Elijah Max Lipkin. George Xie Liu. Austin Liu. Harry Liu. Harrison Thomas Lorenzen. Jared Anthony Lyons. Chloe Isabella Marcelli. Lindsay Rebecca Mathis. Simona Evelyn Matovich. Sean Gillen McCormick. Andrew Matthew Moo. Alina Ali Nakvi. Skylar Francesca Neuendorf. Madeline Ivy No. Andrew Jacob Obler. Christina So-Ye O. Leah Alexandra Olivo. Miles Powell Olson. Sophia Christiana Opal. Sophia Kayla Parker. Sahiti Divya Patibandla. Iwan Stella Pong. V. Pham. Carmen Lizette Prado. Rishab Ramapriyan. Myra Murashima Ramdenborg. Evan Danielle Reed. Eric Adrian Rodriguez. Conrad Gen Russell. Duncan Ryan Salmon. Manuj Mayank Shah. Xander Leon Spriggs. Ming Tuan Vu. Sung Yi William Wan. Shaiyuan Wang. Anna Marie Louise Wellams. Emma Radha Young. Benjamin Jiaming Zheng. Shelley Zhou. Will Rice College Class of 2021, on behalf of the entire A team, I'd like to say that we love you more than you know, and we will miss you very much. Good luck to you all.
The Magisters of Hanson College are Associate Professor Fabiola Lopez Duran, Associate Professor of Art History, and Mr. Carlos Martinez Rivera. As Associate Professor Duran approaches the lectern, will the faculty, associates, alumni, parents, and friends of the degree candidates of Hanson College please rise and applaud the candidates.
All persons except the candidates from Hanson College, please be seated. Nikita Gangla. Joel Abraham. Vikram Agarwal. Daniel John Aguiar. Iván Arispe Paredes Méndez. Anthony Beigay Miang. Nolan Adam Bittner. Joseph Jens Black. Christopher Blaine Boudreau. Ana Isabel Botel. Yolisa Brown. Beth Elaine Buchanan. Pilar Canavosio. Emily Chang. Nelly Cheng. Bethany Rose Click. José Roberto Correa. Graham Christopher Curtis. V. Deng. Ryan Donald Davison. Daniel Moody DeGrasse. Ivan Ross Deckheiser. Kaylen Mary Despain. Felix Song Fang. Natalie Ann Gold. Benjamin Douglas Glockser. Hannah Louise Grach. Gabriel Gres. Micaela Jejet. Stephanie Mason Hallow. Yijing Zhuang. Claire Mary Jobol. Camryn Scaler Hummel. Naya Naila Hussein. Austin Huang. Whitney Jing. Aria Francis Jones. Suyi Jung. Akansha Kadei. Patrick Nicholas Kidd. Rahul Kilambi. Beyond Jung King. Yong King. Harish Krishnamurthy. Sanjana Krishman. Erin Victoria Krusleski. Bhavana Kunisetti. Samantha Ledesma. William Peter Ledick. Rachel Heisu Lee. James Winchester Lewis. Lily Lee Ang. Amy Su Ling. Hannah Ellen Mex. Sidera Onyekachi Onyegedoro. Long Kite Pang. Radhika Patel. Alexander Bruce Patterson. Javen Patton. Lauren Elizabeth Payne. Neri Fabián Pérez. Nicholas Chan Perkins. Elizabeth Ann Pesavento. Taylor Phillips. Camille Pierre-Louis. Kaylen Pragada. Samuel Xavier Ramírez. Conor Rasmussen. Martha Sofía Ruiz Castillo. Isabel María Samperio. Tessa Emilia Beatriz Schreimberg. Harold Cecil Schumann III. Caitlin Temple Sincox. Ronald Emerson Slimp. Nitin Sirini Vasen. Jorge Francisco Tito Arce. Michael Ming Tang Tesei. Branley Mitchell Van Allen. Christopher Daniel Villarreal. Daniel Wang. Amanda Elise Young. Class of 2021, on the name of the Hansen H team and the Hansen family at large, our heartfelt congratulations. We are so proud of you, and we will miss you dearly.
The Magisters of Weiss College are Professor Andrew Schaefer, Noah Harding Chair and Professor in Computational and Applied Mathematics, and Professor Laura Schaefer, Burton J. and Ann M. McMurtry Professor in Mechanical Engineering. As Professor Schaefer approaches the lectern, will the faculty, associates, alumni, parents, and friends of the degree candidates of Weiss College please rise and applaud the candidates.
All persons except the candidates from Weiss College will please be seated. Lauren Ann Beagle, former president of Weiss College. Timothy Hughes Thomas II, former president of Weiss College. Zubeida Agbola, Anika Agrawal, Amna Ali, Ola Shina Isaiah Awe, Andrew Axelson, Caroline Burge, Anna Guadalupe Chavez,
Andy Michael Chang, Muthu Chidambaram, Charles James Manning Cook, Wyatt Carlos Kreider, Olivia Lee Danaker, Chakrit Daniel Davis, Lois Marcy De Leon, Claudia Carolina de Bonaventura, Melinda Jayu Ding, Ramonda Dobson, George Tyler Dyer, Sarah Abigail Easley, George Thomas Elsesser, Oluwapalumi William Faforwara, Jesse Simon Fisher, Elizabeth Gamez, Brandon Hanson Gahn, Jason Michael Gardner, Hannah Vinley George, Hugh Min Han, Valerie Amanda Helmer, Lauren Tui-An Huang, Jessica Riley Holmes, Lauren Aileen Hudson, Aryan Jadhav, Amy Jang, Zhenlin Scout Khan, Brian Lay, Erica Yunji Lee, Mac Levy, Jacob Alejandro Liang, Angela G. Lin, Jayu Liu, Vanille Malapali, Raquel Amelia Marroquin, Remy Joanne Matthews, Alexis Brianna McAllister, Arohi Mahesh Mahendale, Peyton Chase Moore, Jose Octaviano Morales Wade, Cole Montgomery Morgan, Kazi Rayat Nassif, Megan Iska Neal, Rithika Reddy Prudatur, Samuel James Reddick, Elizabeth Rosie Reeves, Arissa Sadejpur, Ella Catherine Siegel, Laura Madeline Shen, Ashley Elizabeth Snell, Carlos Arturo Tafer, Akash Tarkunde, Tyree Thornton, Eric Daniel Torres, Stephanie Trejo Corona, Erin Marika Van Dolder, Sitlali Nayeli Villarreal, Colin Thomas Whitaker, Nathaniel Wing Young Wu, Karen Shu, Cindy Yi, Zachary Luis Saez, Ken Gary Zhang, Vincent Zhang, Yifei Zhang. Men and women of Weiss College, class of 2021, it's been an absolute delight to spend 4 years with you. We are super proud of you. We couldn't be happier going out with such a fantastic class. We wish you all the best. Team Family Weiss.
The Magisters of Jones College are Professor Jason Hafner, Professor of Physics and Astronomy, and Dr. Jennifer Trotter. As Professor Hafner approaches the lectern, will the faculty, associates, alumni, parents, and friends of the degree candidates of Jones College please rise and applaud the candidates.
All persons except the candidates from Jones College will please be seated. Hannah Kim, former president of Jones College. El Shaddai Abel. Noah Saeed Ahmed, Skandan Ananthasekar, William Andrews, Miguel Jose Maria Arana, Hunter Camille Weiss Atherton, Kyla Janae Barnwell, Vladimir Ivanovich Belik, Lauren Elizabeth Bennick, Warren Bigelow, Max Samuel Bulkelman, Alexandra Bufera, Lauren Imani Brown, Ruhi Budaraju, Jonathan Kai, Jeremy Castro, Hao Tzu Chen, Karen Chen, Lauren Chang, Athena Jianxi Chen, Leilani Conklin, Julia Rose Coiner, Anthony Peter D'Souza, Alexander Emanuilov Dayanov, Hannah Noel Dreyer, Martina Christine Fashan, Liam Christopher Fanon, Andrew Feng, Mark Henry Flanagan, Daphne Lynn Flores, Xiaoyao Gao, Naomi Ann Hausman, Gabriella Julia Hassan, Dustin Ho, Angela Lydia Huang, Julia Rose Ayakano, Shreya Mukund Ingle, Grant Macon Jarvis, Wenyu Jiang, Kang Haluen, Maxine Karubi, Uma A. Kalavkar, Stephen Thomas Saltos Kochvar, Julia Francis Colby, Fernanda Lago, Hannah Lay, Teresa Marie Leibig, Nicholas Carl Lindauer, Linda Bao Liu, Ohifame Lunga, Freddie Lopez Durante, Leslie Laredo, Grace Liu, Molly Liu, Juan Pablo Martinez Cordero, Anthony Mata, Avery Ann Myers, Vikram Vishnu Nayar, Mary Claire Neal, Alejandro Orandai, Ethan Harrison Palma, Kelly Park, Noshin Nawar Kazi, Kunal Rai, Rishi Ramesh, Logan Braden Rance, Anna Catherine Reed, Jefferson Wren, Brian Reyes, Tate Shannon, Daniela Alejandra Sierra, Lorraine Ellen Singleton, Elliot Starr, Christian Dean Stingle, Chu-Chen Su, Adam Subel, Yingshuan Jason Tan, Margaret Rebecca Todd, John Perry Townley, Brian Tumusime, Madeline Claire Turner, Andressa Viol, Charles Richard Winall III, James Thomas Warmack II, the one and only Madeline K. West, Michaela Elizabeth Wilbur, Jack Alexander Wilson, Alice Jacqueline Wong, Brendan Wong, Sarah Michelle Woodfin, Allison Xiaowen Wu, Minghao Yen, and Jared Yap. Congratulations, Jones 2021. The A team will miss you. Go out there and keep winning.
The Magisters of Brown College are Professor B.J. Fregley, Professor and Seaprit Scholar in Cancer Research of Mechanical Engineering and Bioengineering, and Ms. Shirley Fregley. As Professor Fregley approaches the lectern, will the faculty, associates, alumni, parents, and friends of the degree candidates of Brown College please rise and applaud the candidates.
Will all persons, except the candidates from Brown College, please be seated. Outgoing Brown President, Evan Demond de la Fosse. Mohammed Ahmed Abdelaziz. Matthias Solomon Adamu. Zachary Alvear. Rodrigo Andrade Risco. Anuolua Ayotamiwa Ayeni. Cade Cecil Blue. Justin Avery Bishop. Samantha Bro. Franklin Danielle Briones Rodriguez. Isabel Alexandra Bunton. Ann V. Burgess. Eduardo Camus. Robert Campos. Renee David Carballo. Xuanyi Chen. Rohit Chauhan. Luis Clegg. William Blake Coleman. Shannon Sway. Mateo Dagaro. Charlotte Davis. Elizabeth Ann Devine. Brian Din. Lainey Rose Dufresne. Sophia Escobar. Jacob Escaland. Johan Bronson Fatso. Srinithia Reddy Gillapelli. Laura Carly Gonzalez. Parker Morgan Graham. Alexandra Elise Green. Amanda Araceli Gregg. Zahir Hanif. Samuel Charles Holloway. Joseph Hubner. Amy Winglong Hune. Vicente Iglesias. Sua Jang. Anna Elizabeth Jorgensen. John Keogh. Aurora Jane Kessler. Danielle Kessler. Ajin Kim. Sanskrithi Ravika Krishna. Jai Lee. Jinyun Liu. Lizette Lopez Guizar. Cooper Luke. Pearson Kent Lund. Stephanie Michelle Marchani. Evan Marshman. Pamela McInturf. Rachel Ksenia Villafranca. Rind Isel Morgan. Roma Sanjali Nayar. Anona Claire Neal. Kevin No. John Nichols. Justin Ning. Connor Mark O'Sullivan. Audrey Noel Paetzel. Emily Kathleen Pepperell. Sophia Pereira. Braden Thomas Perryman. Anne Marie Rara. Kartik Inta Reddy. Sophia Claire Reitich. William Connor Rourke. Astrid Sappho. Aaron Abramovich Sarkisian. Kimberly Francesca Schuster. Hazel Scott. Lily Beth Snellman. Nick Sorensen. Nolan Victor Spencer. Grace Tan. Mahima Tatum. Mark Daniel Trevino. Henry Cooper Ulrich. Anene Danielle Uwanamoto. Molly Collins Wansowich. Christine Weiwen Wang. Zhua Wang. Roger Yaofu Wang. Yi Yang Xu and Frank Wansha Yang. On behalf of the entire Brown College A team, congratulations. We love you all. Please come back and visit us.
The Magisters of Lovett College are Professor Michael Gustin, Professor of Biosciences, and Miss Denise Klein. As Professor Gustin approaches the lectern, will the faculty, associates, alumni, parents, and friends of the degree candidates of Lovett College please rise and applaud the candidates.
All persons except for the candidates from Lovett College, please be seated. Chloe Noel Palarca Owani, a two-time president of Lovett College. Mayank Ahuja. Armando Amigo. Hannah Catherine Anderson. Ryan Avila. Joshua Sumin Bay. Matthew Robert Barkley. Charles William Benninger. Claire Kathleen Boschert. Matthew William Brewer. Emma Laureen Brown. Matthew Marion Burns. Erica Cabrera. Stephen Andrew Chomness. Crystal Chu Tong Chung. Patrick Joseph Chicky. Divya Shivani Chaudhuri. John Albert Conlon. Taylor Lauren Crane. Henry Michael Kramer. Antonio Luis Cruz. Ethan Ernesto Denson. Amy Dewan. Emma Catherine Duval. Callie Marie Erickson. Oase Fazell. Julia Noel Fisher. Elon Benjamin Friedland. Garrett Grammer. Jinjing Gua. Diksha Gupta. Adam Shai Gurin. Johnny Duong Yung Ho. Emily Elizabeth Flanagan Hook. Jian Huang. Emily Anna Huth. Tanvi Hemant Zadav. Mengchia Bergstaller Jiang. Lavina Kalwani. Evan Philip Kane. Lauren Juri Kang. Barun Kataria. Fatima Muhammad Khan. Namisha Kumar Krishnaswamy. Anirudh Sai Kuchibatla. Coleman Stephen Lambo. Adam Gerard Lawrence. Christina Hunji Lee. Hyun Sung Lee. Chungwoo Lee. Taida Lee. Matthew Sungyu Lim. Judy Sinyi Liu. Randy Liu. Kevin Octavio Mejia. Jeffrey Robert Michel. Mahalet B. Mola. Zachary Raymond Murphy. Bria Murray. Jordan Cameron Myers. Victor Tien Nok Huen. Abhishek Reddy Obili. Julianne O. Aaron Yong Pan. Anamitra Paul. Enoch Taylor Pang. Luis Guillermo Perales. John Xavier Perez II. Natalie Marie Pipolo. Lily Faith Plaza. Alexandros Stephen Pilatos. Evelyn Lily Rice. Alexandra Rubenstein. Moshimi Sahu. Matthew Sinclair Schultz. Wongden Finso Sherpa. Natalie Estella Sajik. Zachary Eli Taki. Marcus Andrew Tierra Blanca. Kevin Tu. Jonathan Pierre Ubalijaro. Alex Eduardo Vela. Audit Vitala. Grace Estelle Wilson. Stephanie Gia. Anthony Yan. Annie Yang. Sri Surya Yaluri. Lauda Jordan. Annie Zhang. Hongyu Zhang. Thomas Zhang. Congratulations, Lovett, class of 21 from the whole OWL team. We love you guys.
The Magister of Sid Richardson College is Professor Michelle Achard, Professor of Linguistics, and Ms. Melanie Achard. As Professor Achard approaches the lectern, will the faculty associates, alumni, parents, and friends of the degree candidates of Sid Richardson College please rise and applaud the candidates.
All persons except the candidate from Sid Richardson College, please be seated. Former President of Sid Richardson College, Nia Victoria Prince. Uzoma Anthony Akunubu Jr. Christopher Almendariz. Shea Michael Baker. Majula Uluwa Emmanuel Balogun. Oishi Banerjee. Jackson Thomas Boulay. Rebecca Jean Brandt. James Maxim Brigman. Alberto Jose Bueso Perez. Ana Gabrielle Cantu. Eva Chen. Yufei Tsui. Anil Moji Damaraju. Alex Joseph de Leon. Alejandro Dehanda. Eden Elmayu Desta. Matthew Marquez Doe. Alison Danielle Drillick. Aaron Michael Dubois. Justin Michael Dunlap. Gabriela Fier. Mensei Hu. Madison Emily Gabino. Diego Gonzalez. Katarina Grasso Gobel. Joyce Rong Wo. Meda Gupta. Brandon Kyle Hayes. Chase Montgomery Hinman. Carrigan Don Hudgens. Nafisa Rashid Histami. Nicholas Alexander Yergi. Yonel Ann Johnson. Jen Yun Jung. Julia Annabel Kidd, Panayotis Contayanis, Irene Kyunrin Kwong, Andrew Joseph Luday, Nicole Rena Limberg, Christina Shia Liu, Devanisha Athena Lawless, Leah Teresa Martin, Rahel Rosine Michael, Emily Marie Mollin, Adithya Morey, Madison McGlasson Morris, Zachary Douglas Moxley, Alejandro Moyano, Julianne Mulvey, William Sutton Mundy, Pujita Sai Munagi, Guillermo Ortiz Ajedo, Sahel Patnayuni, Oren Daniel Pascal, Geraldo Penchinia Cardenas, Andrew Van Fan, Ryan Quach, Neil Riboti, Tucker Blake Reinhardt, Dylan Alexander Riddell, Gayatri Savant, Alan Logan Sellers, Sarasota Istis Cyrulnik, David Chan, Kyle Shatal Chef, Arya J. Shetty, Caleb Shee, Sarah Sozan, Toluwani Esther Taiwo, Jamie Liang Tan, Nicole Tan, Shin Tan, Clarice Ellie Trin, Fan Fong Wu, Bill Young, Emily Yixing Wang, Peter Ronghang Wang, He-Han Hong, Vivian Wilhelms, Robin Xiao, Rosemary Wang, Sean Zhang, and Wenyi Zhang. Class of 2021, your senior citizens will miss you, we love you, come back to see us. We have a brand new building for you. Please be seated.
The Magisters of Martell College are Professor Frank Tofoletto, Professor in Physics and Astronomy, and Ms. Carrie Tofoletto. As Professor Tofoletto approaches the lectern, will the faculty associates, alumni, parents, and friends of the degree candidates of Martell College please rise and applaud the candidates.
All persons except the candidates from Martell College will please be seated. Past President of Martell College and Student Association President Anna Margaret Clyburn. President of Martell College, Paras Gupta. Luis V. Alvarez. Akua Amanake Aye. Concepcion Christina Chinwe Apia O'Reilly. Shelby Selena Armstrong. Mark Jacob Berger. Patrick B. Maura Borrero. Kush Brambal. Audrey Kabay. Mark A. Cantu. Jalen Christopher Carr. Annie Chen. Samantha Chu. Sophie Louise Clayton. Ashley Caitlin D'Souza. Kyle Robert Dickens. Shane Patrick De Giovanna. Sergio Dutt. Nicholas Robert Escobar. Xiaoyang Fan. Daniel P. Fay. Jiamu Feng. Marlena Werner Fleck. Alexander Warren Foster. Raul Garcia III, Nicholas Gagurovich, Caitlin Given, Abigail Gonzalez, Alec Gers, Matthew Grabowski, Patel Alexis Hernandez, Julia Panwen Huang, Sabrina Huang, Javante Craig Hubbard, Paul Jiang, Noah Taylor Johnson, Gelly Kane, Nathan Kaplan, David Sa Kangba, James George Karoom II, Spencer J. Kawachika, Stephanie Felicity King, Joshua Coel, Kimberly Koo, Albert Kwan, Hope Marlowe Lawrence, Romy Lee, San Hyun Alex Lee, Richard Liu, Zihan Liu, Jing Xiao Miao, Mika Martin, Samantha Lee McClendon, Cody Meng, Sonali Mitra, Flora Naylor, Timothy Lee Newton, Michael On, Michelle New, Rebecca Noel, Hugh Joseph O'Reilly, Alison Hu Jin Ho, Carlos Javier Ozoco, Christian Alexander Owens, Kaylee Amanda Page, Flora So-Young Park, Xu Peng, Anderson Roy Phillips, Ashley Michelle Phillips, Tate Riley Poplin, Sahana Prabhu, Nishant Pradhan, Kristen Michelle Rabbit, Brianna Simone Rido, Micah Rolf Seamer, Connor Lawson Rothschild, Maddie Scannell, Ethan Shaishin, Franklin Harrison Shee, Tina Karen Shaw, Samuel Lewis Schumann, Emma Mora Siegel, Anushi Singhal, Christina Stoner, Junyang Sun, Hannah Megan Tobin, Shruti Vadwa, Carter Harold Harrison Walker, Emily Valessa Way, Yoran Wow, Denizan Yitbush, Jocelyn Yu, Lauren Young, Miao Zhang, and Oliver Zhou. Everybody who's in a hurry to graduate tonight. On behalf of the Martel Core team, we have an honor and a pleasure to share the many memories and adventures that you've had. Wishing you all great adventures in the future. Congratulations, Martel College of 2021.
The Magisters of McMurtry College are Professor Jennifer Bratter, Professor of Sociology, and Mr. Noe Perez. As Professor Bratter approaches the lectern, will the faculty, associates, alumni, parents, and friends of the degree candidates of McMurtry College please rise and applaud the candidates.
All persons except the candidates from McMurtry College will be seated. Outgoing President, Carolyn Elizabeth Daly. Catherine Abramson. John Frederick Ahrens. Adolfo Anaya Amador. Paula Carolina Ayala. Dong Huang Eric Bake. Jonathan Scott Bloom. Christopher Rafael Botello. Joshua Brandel. Brittany Mihan Boye. Lily June Chow. Annabelle May Chang. Michelle Chen. Timothy Chang. Andrew Michael Kanoy. Nicholas Allen Coupe. Dominic Emmanuel Cox. Alexander Lucas Corillo. Caitlin Nicole Davis. Tracy Dibbs. Emily Catherine Duffus. M. Echevarria. Jack Zuhong Fang. Christopher J. Fang. Brianna Farias. Aria Forsyth. Samantha Suzanne Fowler. Anna Rhodes Jerido. Jacob A. Groms. Athena Hagerman. Leah Herrera Haman. William Blair Harrison. Trent Thomas Herndon. Jennifer Ho. Brian Evan Hepfel. Jay Wu Huang. Annika Apsara Jane. K.E. Jung. Rishi Kurjawa. Minji Kim. David W. King. Nicola Rachel Feder Knowles. Rohini Kumar. Morgan Noel Lakerson. Benjamin John Lesoto. Winifred W. Lee. Iua Lee Leo Liu. Annie Jasmine Liu. Alexander Maximilian McDonald. Senna Muhammad. Takahiro Anderson Izake Molenkamp. Olivia J. Morris. Amy Wendy Mu. Adisari Mushale. Brendan Connor Nee. Yuna O. Nathaniel Jihoon Park. George Antonio Pazos. Esther Joelle Plants. Stephanie A. Ponce. Kaylee Renkin. Julia Mariposa Robinson. Tyler Cobbler Sankini. Alicia Silvera. Chi Fun Shun. Elise Simone Simeon. Clayton Prince Zeminski. Anu Singh. Derek Torres. Ryan Seth Udell. Caitlin Wong. Shen Chin Wong. Winston Lewis Ware. Jackson Richard White. Sydney B. Wiggins. May Lillian Wismar. Eitan Woloski. Melody Yen Chow. Ruzi Zen. McMurtry class of 2021, the McTeam loves you. We will miss you. We wish you a future as bright and beautiful as you are.
The Magisters of Duncan College are Professor Eden King, Lynette S. Autry, Professor of Psychology, and Dr. Winston Liah. As Professor King approaches the lectern, will the faculty, associates, alumni, parents, and friends of the degree candidates of Duncan College please rise and applaud the candidates.
All persons except candidates from Duncan College will please be seated. Former college president Cordy Allen McJunkins. Hunter Ricardo Adams. Ramya Ajarapu. Ayoolua Akinmade. Preetham Bachina. Mireya Lily Baker. Elena Bertram. Emmett Bertram. Heaton Andrew Blazer. Andrew Markham Bonner. Samuel Nathan Brem. Justin Earl Bryant. Ashley Burgess. Lola Men Carolla. Anthony Charletta. Serene Chen. Daniel Crystal. Catherine Piper Cohen. Braden Alexander Combs. James Michael Kond. An Tuk Nok Deng. Elhaj Madko Jopi. Frederick Russell Drummond. Joseph Lloyd Duffy. Patrick Eifert. Autumn Ray Engebretson. Frank Fu. Tia Ancudis Gray. Matthew Stephen Grossman. Megan Noel Hale. Byron Benjamin Harris. Hafiz Hashim. Weilin Shao. Dora Huang. Zain Syed Imam. Oscar Carl Victor Jenglin. Anu Olua Jibodu. Sarah Chin. Lindsay Tobias Josephs. Jade Hisae Kanimitsu. Rebecca June Keene. Thomas Aiden Flaherty Keller. Ji Won Kim. Trinity Kiara Simone King. Michaela Knudsen. Elena Comia. Anchit Koda. Natalia Koziel. Christopher Lavin. Jake Lay. Jerry Lynn. Max Lynn. Scott Lynn. Amelia Lindell. Priyansh Lunya. Adalberto Machin. Kyle Sean Manning. Amanda McMaster. Sarah Mendiola. Vatsala Mundra. Dhruv Nandakumar. Axel Kunda Namantugiro. Lydia Ochoa. Isabella Osuna. Lauren Rebecca Palladino. Ellery Yvonne Parrish. Jung Woo Park. Arjun Pettireddy. Paula Dolores Rascala. Anthony Joseph Saliba. Juliana Marie Sampson. Catalina Santamaria. Brianna Sato. William Daniel Sayer. Adam Schuler. Shruti Shah. Jessica Lauren Sheldon. Mario Alejandro Sosa. Allison Ann Taffet. Daniel Tang. Ashley Sang. Barsha Viramachaneni. An Huang Vu. Noah Wade. Frederick Wong. Jennifer Lee Wong. Rohan Wong. Sharon Wang. Micaiah Washington. Ruby Elaine Watson. Briggs Weddington. Seamus Wariski. Calvin Wong. Norman Zhang. Duncan, 1 year ago we were strangers, but now we are family. Take Dunk Love with you wherever you go. Congratulations, y'all.
Will all students please rise for the conferral of the degrees? Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Rice University, I confer upon those candidates whose names will appear on the registrar's official list of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Music, and admit you to all the rights, responsibilities, and privileges appropriate to those degrees. Congratulations to the class of 2021. We extend our congratulations to the graduates, their families, and guests. We wish all of you great success, and thank you once more for the contributions that you have made during your time at Rice. Please rise now for the singing of Rice's alma mater. The words can be found in your program. A fireworks display will follow the singing of In Rice's honor. And following the fireworks display, we ask the audience please remain seated until the graduates have recessed up the ramp to the Patterson Center behind me.
For the grey and blue you.